Warning: this review contains themes of violence, strong language, suggestive themes, and gore. Viewer discretion is advised.
似たような毎日をどこか退屈だと思ってた。何も起こらないことを誰かのせいにしてた。
Hey, don't worry man, we've all been there, and I can assure you, there is nothing interesting about high school. High school was a pretty bland experience for me as well, and I've graduated from high school without second thoughts on my schooling experience. So don't worry, there's nothing interesting in high school, and nothing interesting will happen to you during your schooling. Why couldn't my high school be like this? What the fuck? Hi, my name is Baradot. Man. For some reason, YouTube only allows a minimum of 2 words in your name because some genius said so. So I am Baradot Man from now on. Fucking YouTube. While I patiently await the full season to end so I can spam reviews, here is a review of a show I decided to randomly pick up called The Pet Girl of Sakurasou. To be honest, when I went into the series and saw Slice of Life, I didn't expect much. Most of what I expected was the same thing I've seen a billion times. Overused jokes, fan service, unrealistic high school events, and badly done romance. And well, I wasn't wrong in some aspects at least. It has many similar things you'd find in an average slice of life show, but I got a lot more out of it than I expected. The story revolves around a particular group of students from Sumei High that are so out of the ordinary that they have to live in a dormitory split off from the rest of the school. These students include Misaki, a chick high on Red Bull 24/7 that has made her own anime, Jin, a passive-aggressive womanizer asshole who's too smart for his own good, Ryunosuke, a shut-in that spends his days tucked away in his room while hacking into everything because he can, the typical main protagonist Sorata, who is obsessed with cats, and his 2 love interests, Mashiro, a kudere master painter that is more of a social retard than a kudere, and the not so obvious crush Nanami, which we all know has no chance whatsoever and spent most of the show saying, "It's not like she likes him or anything, so don't get the wrong idea, baka." Wait a second, did someone just say baka? The characters put in place are a weird set of people, which leads to some very entertaining moments, much to Sarata's dismay. But the real charm of the show is that during all this slice of life rom-com la-di-da, there's a very serious undertone of a question that is never really answered in anime. What do you want to be when you grow up? Each of these characters have dreams and aspirations, and the interesting part is seeing those who succeed without even trying are paired with people that fail horribly no matter how hard they try. And because of that, the show has a really interesting take on themes of friendship and how bonds are tested during the trials and tribulations of becoming a contribution to society. Both light-hearted slice-of-life comedy and serious emotional styles were evenly balanced and worked out in a mutualistic fashion. The most important part of this show is how the romance was done surprisingly well, and I really loved how the romance was executed for each of the characters' relationships. Especially considering I was going into the show thinking the romance would have been done like shit. Romance is done well is a rarity, and I'm very pleased to have found one of those rare shows. The animation of the show was, to be quite honest, beautiful, and I'll praise it as one of JC Staff's best animation works thus far. The art style, the digital art, and the background art all work together to constantly make almost UFO table looking scenes, which really adds to the show. Almost. The soundtrack was mainly done by the composer Yuzo Hayashi, whom hasn't done much music in anime, and the only other anime that I can note is that he did the music for both seasons for Honey and Clover. Very few people will remember this soundtrack in particular, which is a shame since I think it was a very standout soundtrack. It was able to complement the light-hearted slice-of-life rom-com scenes while also complementing the more emotional scenes, if not adding more to it. Especially this song called Days of Dash, performed in a piano solo, which is played during the graduation scene and is one of the very few songs that make me feel emotional from just hearing that single song. I came in expecting an average slice-of-life rom-com show just to make some quick cash, but instead I found a special gem that quickly became one of my personal favorites. I loved this show from start to finish, and I marathoned the entire show in one day, which I haven't done for quite a while. It may use a lot of things which I hate about the slice of life genre, but I enjoyed the show so much that I looked past all of its flaws, and if anyone has a problem with that, well, we would only have one choice but to execute Plan C. I give this show, from my school report card system, a well-deserved excellent, a top-of-the-range show that I highly recommend to watch as soon as possible. The show is available for legal streaming on anime for fellow Australians and on Crunchyroll. It is currently licensed by Sentai Filmworks, so you can get a DVD/Blu-ray release from their site or from rightstuffanime.com if you are not from Australia. For fellow Australians, this show does have a Madman release and is available for DVD purchase from their site. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and watch my other review in hope that it may entertain you. Anyway, I was your host Baradot, and this is me signing off.